beavers just chilling in the flooded. Pine drive.
Colorado is dealing with a dangerous situation right now. Heavy rain has been pounding areas that were already scarred by wildfires, and that combination is proving disastrous. When rain falls on burned ground, the soil can't soak it up the way it normally would. So instead of sinking in, that water goes racing downhill, and it doesn't go alone. It drags mud, rocks, and burned trees straight into the neighborhoods below. Pueblo County has taken a hard hit. Runoff has been pouring through streets and low-lying areas, leaving roads buried under mud and debris. Travel has basically ground to a halt in some spots, and crews are out right now trying to figure out just how bad the damage is and get things moving again.
This is some of the flooding on County Road 378 in San Isabel, across the highway from San Isabel Lodge. You can see the road is pretty washed out here.
So here's the culvert here on the park road, and it washed over and down the road and the hill and everything. And this is the other side of the culvert. It looks like molten.
Let's take you to one spot in particular, right outside Beulah, Colorado. Picture a road sign at a fork. Head one way and you're on your way to Pueblo. Head the other and you're climbing Pine Drive. Right in that spot, two creeks, South Creek and Squirrel Creek, have completely overflowed and taken over the roadway. Water is just sheeting across the pavement. At one point, someone even spots a beaver caught up in the chaos, trying to find its footing in all that moving water. Beulah itself has been one of the hardest hit communities. Debris flows loaded with mud, ash, and burnt vegetation have rolled straight through town, swamping streets and creeping up toward people's homes. Local officials have put out warnings and are keeping a close eye on the weather, because in situations like this, things can change fast. In some neighborhoods, the flooding has gotten close enough to homes that residents are being told to stay sharp and be ready to move if conditions get worse. Elsewhere in the region, the story's the same. Heavy rain falling over recent burn scars has triggered flooding severe enough that authorities have issued emergency alerts, and in some places, ordered people to evacuate outright.
So we've got mud and debris piled up pretty heavy over there. You can tell from the plow is struggling to get through. And I think it just got a lot wider, and it appears that the bridge probably filled up with debris because it's
oh man, that's going to take out the pipes. Did it already?
hopefully it does not wash this road out. But everything is stopped up. You can't get across Fox Lane. We were over for a water meeting at the school, and we can't get back to Pine Drive now because of this flooding. So that is where we're at. You can see some people over on the other side, on the Pine Drive side. They're holding it. And when I drove by North Creek up there, there's some meat.
Take Cutler Creek. The water there has been moving fast, and it's not just water. Mud, rocks, and entire fallen trees are being swept through the drainage area. It's serious enough that nearby residents have been urged to clear out, while emergency crews keep watch and block off access where it's too dangerous. Near US 550, the Portland area has also been placed under evacuation orders as rising water crept toward homes and property. Cleanup crews have since moved in to start clearing the mud and debris left behind. Up along Red Mountain Pass, mudslides and falling rock temporarily buried sections of the road. Maintenance crews had to move in, clear the debris, and carefully check the route before letting traffic through again. And they're still watching those slopes closely. One local resident summed up the damage pretty simply while looking at a culvert along a park road. He figured the water had already torn through pipes underneath, and when he looked at what had washed out onto the hillside, he said it looked almost like molten lava flowing down. Several stretches of US Highway 550 have had to close entirely because of all the mud, rock, and floodwater covering the pavement. Road crews are working to reopen those sections safely, all while keeping watch on the slopes above in case more material comes loose.
All right, we are down, you can see on the sign there, we are down by the host, Beulah, Colorado. There's, you can go to the left and go to Pueblo, or you can go to the right and go up Pine Drive. And this is the water flowing down through, I guess everything you have here is a combination of South Creek and Squirrel Creek. It is flooding over the road right now. And it's pretty black. So this is South Creek running. Gene's trying to get a cistern lid.
It really does come down to the wildfires. Burned soil just can't hold water like healthy ground can. So instead of soaking in, the rain runs straight off, picking up sediment, ash, and debris as it races downhill into the communities below. One local described the scene along a park roadway. Mud and debris piled up so thick that even the snowplow was struggling to push through it. At one point, the load seemed to lighten up a bit, and it looked like a nearby bridge might have gotten clogged with debris, changing how the water was flowing underneath. Across the region, emergency crews have stayed busy, helping people evacuate, watching flood-prone areas, and supporting the cleanup effort. Heavy equipment has been brought in to clear blocked roads and debris wherever needed. Roads and drainage systems have taken a beating in several communities, with mud and debris piling up after each round of storms. Officials say they're still assessing the damage, and they're warning that more rain could mean more flooding on top of what's already happened. One resident summed up the whole situation pretty simply. After the fire comes the flood. He described finding a couple of inches of thick black mud covering the road, saying you'd need four-wheel drive just to get up the hill. Locals have nicknamed that particular stretch Devil's Dribble since it comes down out of the park. For people living near these burn scar areas, the message from officials is clear: stay alert. More rain could easily trigger another round of flash flooding, and everyone's being urged to follow official warnings and steer clear of flooded roads no matter how passable they might look. Across the affected communities, mud, sediment, and burned vegetation have been left behind, and cleaning it all up is no small task. Recovery crews are focused on restoring access to roads and clearing out whatever hazards remain.
Better than mud like last night, but it looks like the front end of it had plenty of mud. And I'm going to walk across the bridge.
One local resident, caught in the middle of it, described just how bad it got. He was headed home after a water meeting at the school when he found Fox Lane completely blocked and couldn't get back to Pine Drive. He could see people gathered on the other side near Pine Drive trying to hold the line, and mentioned spotting news crews up near North Creek. He described the flow as extremely heavy, more water than mud compared to the night before, though the front edge of it still carried a heavy load of mud. Then he headed out to cross the bridge on foot to get a closer look. Weather officials are warning that more thunderstorms could bring additional flooding to these vulnerable areas in the days ahead. Emergency crews say they're staying on alert and ready to respond the moment conditions take a turn. Stay safe out there, Colorado, and if you're anywhere near these burn scar zones, keep an eye on the forecast and take those warnings seriously.